It's your girl Shells.
And it's Miss Ash with an I.
And it's Alicia.
Woo!
Yeah, we're back.
Literally, guys, welcome back to another episode of Mama Drama Podcast. We have a very special guest, and you know, we are lazy, we are mums, we're tired by the end of the week. So we don't introduce our guests, we let them introduce themselves.
Wow.
So straight over to my right, your left.
Hi, it's Taylor. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for bearing with us. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the notification bell so you do not miss a video. Comment on our socials, comment your views, and share all of that great stuff. And we're going to jump straight into it.
Right, I'm up first, ladies.
Yeah, you are.
All right. Okay, so this is a dilemma. So you have £48.99 left until the end of the month. You have 2 children and you need to choose between topping up your gas for the week, £47, or buying shopping to last you until your next paycheck. What do you do?
What kind of shopping? Food or like
Food shopping.
Oh, I have to feed the kids.
So how you not gonna have any gas to cook?
Yeah.
Particular.
I would top up half on your gas and then use the other half for shopping.
Do you know what, girl? I thought exactly the same thing because we're eating chicken and rice every day.
Chicken and rice, you even went too high.
Rice
This is
and
a
chicken.
porridge
No,
thing.
no, no,
Yeah.
tell you why.
We're having porridge.
Cook it at someone's house.
We're having
And
porridge
that as
though.
well.
We're having straight porridge.
But porridge is like expensive, you know.
No
Quaker
milk.
Expensive.
No
Yeah,
milk.
we're having
Yeah, exactly,
porridge
with water.
with water.
The brand of
Local
the
bread and butter
supermarket.
with that.
No, that's a cereal. Remember, it's your whole food shopping, so you can't get in chicken and rice every day anyway. So you got to do breakfast. You got to do lunch.
That
maybe
chicken
on a
and rice can
weekend.
last the whole if you cut it up small.
Yeah.
Literally, everybody
I'm
have tree
screaming.
piece.
Listen,
Listen.
I would do what you did though. I would split.
Yeah,
it
I'll
both.
cook at my neighbour's house.
Really? That's smart.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
smart.
You got neighbours like that?
I need to feed my kids.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that's right.
I need to feed my kids. So I'll just knock on their door and be like, hey, can I use your cooker? So win-win.
Fair
good.
enough.
That's
You
fair.
know what? Fair
I didn't
enough.
even think
Because
of
I wouldn't
that.
even have thought of that. Because I don't be... Not everybody's house you can go to. So I don't even know...
The way she's
Oh, don't mind the rat.
It's just like, no!
In it.
Yeah, we don't just mind the cat on the cooker. The
Yeah.
hell? That's not a bit of me,
That's funny.
guys. So I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But
That's funny. That's funny.
yeah, I'm not going to do that, obviously. I don't know. It's not going to happen. I'm not.
No, I thought about mum and dad, like going to
But
theirs.
immediately
Like,
I'm eating at mum and dad's house.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally, I'd be eating there and topping up my gas because we need to keep warm.
My right-hand
Yeah.
girls will know, like, that's a standard. It could never be me per period anyway, the point is. But I'm eating in someone's yard.
Every day, innit?
yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a question.
Yeah. I mean,
Whatever you got in your
it's the
cupboard,
question.
sis. But sis, whatever you got in your
Let's
cupboards.
packet of ketchup. Give it to me.
But sis, whatever you got in your cupboards. Is it corned beef, tuna, little
dear.
pinchard, sardine, I want
Want everything.
whatever you got, sis, pasta. Whatever
Bring it,
you got,
bring
we're
it.
eating.
That's
We're all
funny.
eating.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
Let's all sit on the floor and make it little picnicky style as well.
And then make it a bit cute for the kids.
Roll it in your hand.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Nah, fairs. No, obviously, you know, 2024 has been a year, innit? Cost of living. Everything has inflated. They don't want us to breathe without paying for something.
I literally feel like in the 50 years, you're gonna have to pay, like, certain areas are gonna have like different quality of oxygen levels.
Hear it.
So like a little, like a tariff thing.
Yeah.
So where are we going to be living is what I'd like to know. What tariff are we paying?
District 5, isn't it?
Listen to what I'm saying, yeah?
District
Certain
vibe.
districts have different quality of air.
I hear it.
Yeah.
I hear it.
I can
Yeah.
see them
I
do some
could-
dumb
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, you know.
Like,
I
and
think we're
then
time
you
for
get
this.
taxed based on the area that you live in.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can't- yeah, literally.
Just
it's
kill me
mad.
now then, because I can't. What am I going to be paying for?
But can I just throw something out there? You know, TikTok, yeah, you learn a lot of things. A lot of people don't pay their water bill. Do you know that?
how?
A lot of people
that's
say
wild.
that water is free. It comes from the earth.
Really?
Yeah?
I
No,
pay
there's
mine.
apparently there's legislation. I haven't
Oh,
looked
yeah, I've
into
seen
it.
that.
There is legislation because water comes from, like, it's not man-made.
No.
So how can you tax someone for something that's not man-made? So a lot of people say they don't pay their water bill, and council tax is a made-up tax. They don't pay their council tax.
It isn't made up tax, but if you don't pay your council tax, They will take you to court and you can get a CCJ off that.
But people ignore the letters.
Yeah, and water it too.
People ignore the letters. People say they threaten to send you to court. They send the bailiffs round. You don't have to let them in if you have children under the age of 18. A lot of people will be coming up with things, and there's apparently groups on Facebook that you can join if you want to avoid, abscond those taxes. Literally.
Wow.
Really?
Because of energy, though,
Before
isn't it?
council tax,
Yeah.
it was called poll tax, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they changed it to council
Just pay
tax.
it, guys. Just at this
Yeah, I
point,
wouldn't advise anyone
Let's
to
be
to
doing
join
payment
that.
plan now, please.
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Just
too
pay
much.
it. Small. What's this? Be telling your children, turn off the water. You know, turn it off. Just standing there with the shower.
No, kids do that. No, my one
They love
draws.
doing that.
My
I
one
like to
draws
do that.
on
I
the
like to-
window. My one draws on the
the glass.
shout-
Get
the glass,
out.
and the water
No,
just going
get-
like this, not even touching your skin.
Get
Yeah.
out.
Because I'll come in and be like, has the water touched your skin?
Because my whole thing is, have you washed any of your private areas?
No.
Nah, there's
No.
it's playtime.
No,
Yeah.
your face is still dry. There's still sleep in your eye.
You know what, we got to love
Mum
the kids
life.
because they don't know. Thank you, mum life.
Yeah.
So Taylor, because I got it right now. See
Yeah.
how I'm on the camera, I got it right. Just tell us a little bit of background, something spicy about yourself, something interesting that people wouldn't know.
Oh gosh, I've never
Yeah.
been asked that before. What would people not know? I'm so transparent. Wouldn't
Yeah, I know. So
I
what
need
wouldn't
to
they
stop
know?
that. I'm only 5'2".
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are tiny.
Yeah,
actually.
Tiny
you're
girl, small
quite
girl. People
petite.
think I'm taller. Yeah.
Yeah, you was giving.
Petite,
Petite.
yeah.
You-
Barbie doll.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's right. Right. You're very petite.
Yeah, so I'm 5'2".
You're 5'2". And how has that got you in this world in terms of navigating being a small babe?
Being a small babe, do you know what? Like in regards to like what world in general, or just like everything. I do feel like I'm quite infantilized a lot. So people, I call
Really?
it like the Ariana Grande effect. People just think you're just a small girl in it, which is like I don't mind in it. So you do get quite infantilized, and at work it makes me seem non-threatening.
Really?
Yeah, so I've never been seen as like the angry black woman before.
Whereas me now,
Never.
big God in the place, beating up the chest. Hey,
Never.
let me come with this fight. I'll come and mash your room up. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Because you just even seem so meek and mild.
You
Until
know,
I start talking.
Until you start talking, until you know you're big money.
Big girl.
Because what? Listen, that I never really thought about it like that in that respect. Actually.
neither did I actually
Yeah.
for a black woman.
Yeah, that height would play a part in
How
dynamics.
people perceive
Yeah.
you.
Perceive you. Maybe it's got something to do with eyeline
And
like
Because they're looking down on you.
yeah, and like
subconsciously.
stature.
yeah,
Because
because
if
you're like
if you give off this, you immediately fill the room without actually filling the room when you're just
Yeah.
big.
yeah.
Even if you're just big, personality is big, body is big. Because I know one black girl, she's trying to like lose like the aesthetics now of big bum, big fat. She's not in it.
It's so weird to me.
She said it causes too much attention, and she works in finance. She's in that.
Oh, yeah,
she
I
just
can
doesn't
imagine.
want to like. She just
Get the
wants, like,
attraction.
it's very petite. It's very like I'd rather not. Whereas
Yeah.
me, want it big and flancy.
No, I think that's a very good way to look at it. And you know, you have all the historical stuff where they've used black women's bodies to experiment on to see like what kind of their pain thresholds are, to see if they can have
Sarah
babies.
Bartman.
Yeah, literally from
Horrible, that.
South Africa, and literally because she had big breasts, big bum, small waist, they've literally used her in a circus to like show off her body because like they were like so amused by it, and it was like, wow, we've never seen anything like this. And obviously, yeah, and even experimenting on black women's bodies, very interesting, very, very, you know, we're gonna touch into that a little bit, delve into that a little bit. Back in 2024, yeah, no, don't worry. Back in 2024, your BBC article came out. Yes. And we wanted to get you on there and then, but we said, no, we'll wait. We'll let it land. We'll let people take it
Digest
in.
it a bit.
Digest it.
We'll marinate it.
We'll marinate it. We'll let the sprinkle do the sprinkling.
Yeah.
I want to know how that happened. Like, how did you even come into contact with the BBC? Like, break that down to us. Like, did they approach you? Did you approach them?
Oh, God forbid. They approached me on BBC. So they approached me via Instagram, because on my Instagram, I'm very kind of like, I'm a mother, I'm in tech, I'm in black. So I'm very open about how to navigate, corporate life with being a mom, especially I have 2 very young kids. So a journalist that follows me on Instagram was like, oh my gosh, like I've been following you for quite a while. She's seen some of my content on like being Black and being on 6 figures. And she was just like, actually, would you like to take part in this article?
What kind of?
Asian. No,
Oh.
Black and Asian, yeah.
Okay.
So in the beginning, it was just kind of conversations about it'll be an article. Maybe you'll be selected, it'll be you and other people, just different backgrounds, and just talking about what would you most like to see from the budget. So I expressed that what I would like to most see from the budget is, I guess, lower like gas, energy prices, and also childcare, because that's something that I'm quite passionate about. And obviously something called, I think it's broken schools, where I grew up in South London. So there's so many schools that are like just closing down due to like negligence or just not enough, I don't know, teachers can afford to be teachers anymore. So I highlighted that's what I would like to see. And then they were like, okay, cool. And they just took some details. Obviously they know my LinkedIn and they kind of could gauge what I'm on anyway. So I told them salary and other details like 2 kids. So like, are you single? Da-da-da. I was surprised I got chosen in it, to be honest, because
I don't know why you were surprised.
they had so many other people, but they're like, I really think your story can be like really quite good. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, please let me know beforehand before you publish it. They were really nice and did warn me that beforehand, if we do choose your article, be prepared. It's not just you, it's everyone. There could be some backlash because people are always quite sensitive about like salaries and X, Y, and Z. And I thought, okay, I've been there, done that, cool. I clearly have a humiliation kink anyway. So yeah, and then the next day, then the next day at like, I think it was the next week.
Love that for me.
Before 9 a.m, one day I was like sleeping and then I woke up to like lots of people adding me on LinkedIn. I just thought, why have I got like 15 ads a minute? What's going on? And then I slept, woke up, phone ringing off, all my family like, why you on the BBC? Why you on the BBC? Why you on the BBC? Then I was like, oh, the BBC called me, or just like, yeah, we've released it now. It was one of the most popular budget announcements, and I think got like 11 million views or something like that. Yeah, so that's just how it came about.
Wowzers. Is there anything that you would have done differently now, knowing what you know now, in terms of being through it?
Yeah.
Would you have actually accepted to be on their interview?
Do you know what? It actually worked out for me. I got quite a lot of support, like professionally, especially from higher, dare I say, net worth people, because it was kind of like there's so much stigma around eat the rich, X, Y, and Z, where it's like, no, like irrespective of whether you earn 150 or 50k or even 12k, yeah, we shouldn't be in a country where we're paying $1,000 plus for like childcare. Would I take it back? Not really. I don't know. That's a good question. Will I take it back? I did get quite a lot of like romantic DMs though from like guys, of course.
That's so weird.
Do you know what it is? I've been through something similar before. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of like quietening down into the abysses, and then I kind of popped out again. Hence why I was joking that I've got like a humiliation kink where I'm just like, I'm embarrass myself.
I can't lie. When I first saw it, I was annoyed.
Yeah.
I was mad because I was like, why are you telling everybody this? I don't want everyone to know that we can do this. I don't want people to know that we can do this. Because now, the people that don't need to know that we can do this. And now they can be, now the men don't want to behave because they know that we can be earning this. Now, I need you to come and earn, pay the bills. Now they know we can do it.
Yeah.
By ourselves. Oh, my dear. That, I was mad.
Do you know what? Like, I think that's why I was like, so I'm African Ghanaian. A lot of my friends are Caribbean and mixed and everything. African men are kind of like used to like women doing well or earning and stuff. I think a lot of the slack I did get was, dare I say it, from working class Caribbean men. Yeah, because I guess systematically they're not given the opportunity to climb as much. So they had more of the gripe.
They're not giving opportunity. They don't climb.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're not giving opportunity.
It came from Miss Ash.
No, because they're not given an opportunity. Everyone's given the same opportunity. We all go to school, we all go to college, but obviously the households are different. Let me not speak for all Caribbean households because I can see Leisha about to rip my head off. I'm not speaking for all Caribbean households.
I agree with you.
I'm not speaking for all Caribbean households because there are a handful of Caribbean households that get it cracking and encourage their kids and do what it needs to do. All of my family did not go to university, do not have good jobs. I am the youngest of 5. I am the only person to go to university and the only person to get a job. That was me. And I come from a Caribbean household. But from what I know, not many men are there on a level Caribbean. That's not for all.
Actually,
each stepson.
The facts are there. The statistics
that's
are
all.
there. The stats are there. They are there.
Tell you what, statistics are also there.
Go
yeah.
on.
Don't go on me like that.
No.
Bloody rude. Did you hear her?
Go on.
Yeah. The stats are there also about the experience of the Caribbean boys in education. So let's not try and ignore that, because that also would impede and impact on future outcomes.
But they get treated like African boys.
No, actually, it's different.
Oh, well, suck it up, man. I'm tired of hearing it.
No, but why should it be a suck it up type of thing? Because this has been going on since the Windrush generation.
What happens to them?
All right. So what happened was...
They were put in lower classes, and
thank you.
Yeah, I had a lot of growing up. My mum has a lot of Caribbean friends, and a lot of them came over. It's either their qualifications weren't real, so they had to start again, or they came over and they were purposely put in lower classes because they were shaming, I guess, the white kids in regards to their intelligence. I think that had an effect in Windrush generation, which is, I guess, technically our parents or grandparents. Mm-hmm. But I think what's happened is that it's infiltrated into the newer generations with the defeatist mindset.
Not only defeatist mindset, it's also that of the teachers as well. So the teachers and the schooling and the system, systematically, the education system it's there in statistics as well. It's not catered, yeah? And the way they do it, I'm not just saying it's only Caribbean black boys, but it's Caribbean black boys and the white underclass. Boys do the worst in the education system.
Especially the white underclass ones.
Yeah, and it's statistically known. Hence why back in the day, in the 90s, there were Saturday schools, because the first generation from the Windrush were like, no, we're not going to have our kids in these situations. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure there's Saturday school so we can bump up their education. It was that bad. I used to go Saturday school.
What's it called again? I forgot. There was Kumon.
I've seen that, the extra learning on a Saturday.
Yeah, but that's different. I'm talking about in the 90s, there was literally...
Like community centre Saturday school. It's not like you get little church people doing
literally. And it'd be all in different places. Yes. And each area where there was a lot of Caribbean families, you had it in Bow, you had it in Hackney. I'm talking about from East perspective.
And they still have.
But in East, it really died down, and I don't think they're really even existing like that. But it was very, and it was very led by Caribbean teachers as well.
Yeah.
So it was very community led, just to bump up the system. All of that would impact on someone who is from my generations. Like I said, I came up in the whole system of going Saturday school, and for those in the work field, and I've heard a lot of Caribbean men talk about this, the opportunities they do get and they don't get in comparison to a Caribbean female in the same setting.
So in saying that, do you find that there are a lot of Caribbean women who are in your net worth? Like, are there much Caribbean women up there? Because do you find there are a lot?
Do you know what? Growing up, I'd always say that when it came to my first viewpoint of what it meant to be a black woman, I guess matriarchal and independent, it's been Caribbean women. They were the ones opening up the hair shops. They were the ones... I've always bigged up Caribbean women in that sense. I guess for me, I have one or two mentors that happen to be high net worth black women, but they're Caribbean as well. Yeah. So I would say I have more black women mentors, or just black women around me of that net worth, higher than me per se, but they're Caribbean. The thing is that they're either married to white men or sometimes African men, or they're just single because they've married a Caribbean man, he's gone off with a white woman, and then...
immediately there. So even though we're here...
Yeah,
we have to. And I know a lot of women have been having this conversation. Like, really, we do love black men, and we want to stay with our own. It's just becoming extremely difficult. And if they are black, they're not Caribbean. We're not getting anywhere with them. We're very stagnant. It's just nothing's happening. Yeah. So many black women are going with outside of other cultures. Like,
it's because
we're just there. We're just literally stagnant. We're not moving.
Yeah.
Like, we're just not moving, and that just immediately proves the point. Look at you, just
I've always said that when it comes to dating, I understand the plight of the Caribbean man and stuff, but sympathy doesn't require access, and I think a lot of black women are coming to that point now. I can help you, I can advocate for you, but sympathy doesn't require access.
That was loaded.
Because already as a black woman, it's you fight so many barriers, and then you're gonna now add another barrier
to your barrier.
Sympathy doesn't require access. Yeah, you spoke volumes.
Guys, if you didn't hear it here, you've heard it here
She
first.
said
If you
it.
haven't said it on another podcast.
Taylor said it. She said it here on Mama John Pod. Sympathy
doesn't
require access.
access.
I think we all stand on that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, 100%.
That hit
that's
everybody.
very-
That's valid.
Yeah,
That is a mindset to have.
I think I've always told like young women, it's like, you know, just don't be. You're not what's that? Back of the bus, Rosa Parks. It's not every day you have to be carrying people.
Yeah.
Then you get to the hills, you will drop you. Nah, just don't
Honestly,
do it.
that's mad thing.
So, do you feel like that you've got the balance knocked down with high earner and like just being a now black single mother and single woman now?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've mastered that balance yet, or do you feel like you're still not aligned yet with how that's working?
Do you know what? I feel like people like ask me about dating. So obviously my daughter's 10 months and I have a 3-year-old. Nowhere near ready to date yet. Not even per se because I'm newly single, but I have quite a lot of safeguarding anxieties.
Mm-hmm.
Like just men can be dangerous and stuff like that, or people in general. But I think when it comes to marriage, I think so. I'm divorced, so unfortunately for me, I've had to see that marriage is legal and it's romantic, and then there's the spiritual side. I feel like first time going into marriage, obviously you want to do the white wedding, you want to, when in Rome, do what Romans do, you legally do the documents, you go to a church, whatever. But now I'm in a weird situation where I have been at the forefront of feminism, where I've benefited of it, but in many ways I'm still vulnerable to the patriarchy as a woman, as a mother, and especially being black.
Yeah.
And being able to benefit financially and actually have assets like houses or like businesses, I can't afford to legally marry somebody who doesn't have as much to lose as me.
Yeah.
Good for you, babe.
So for
Stand
me, it's
on
like
10 toes.
that. Weirdly enough, it makes dating a bit more clearer for me because marriage for me is like I'm Ghanaian, so I can go to the church and do the custom and everything. But in regards to legally, no, I wouldn't legally marry somebody that. For me, it's not even about earning less. It's about if you don't have any. Let's say I have 2 houses, right? I only want the fruit of my labor to go to my kids. If I now come and marry you and something happens, you're going to say it's dead.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So you're saying if I have 2, you have to.
Yeah, legally, 100%.
Equally.
And you know what? Yeah, we can't really go out and say them. Like when you say it, it always looks like
you're trying to be financially.
We can't say now.
Yeah.
Like, we now can't say. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? We now can't say, well, I own a house. And I'm not saying that you're not good enough because you're in a council place.
No, not at
you're
all.
You're renting or you're sharing.
No, but you're not on the same level.
But even if
what's the relatability?
Even if I don't legally marry somebody that doesn't have a house, whatever, unfortunately, you want somebody, especially a man, to fall in love with your heart and not your hand. Yeah. Is it that you're living in a council house or you're moving into my 4-bed? What are we doing? Because I'm not going to degrade my kid's lifestyle to match your ego. So there's nowhere to go in it.
Wow.
Ooh,
factually.
Shaky.
You know what? The gems are just dropping, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Yeah, make sure you're following Taylor on socials and everything.
So do you feel? Obviously, you're very much. Obviously, now you've kind of blown up again and stuff. Like people know who you are. What do you feel like you're obliged, or do you even feel like you even want to educate women or young girls? Do you even feel like there's a space for you? Do you feel like women will have open a conversation? Like, do you feel women would sit in a room and listen to what you're saying? Because you've made some valid flipping
very valid.
In the past, I've asked the future.
They're even like, I've had to sit back and go, yeah,
Kevin Hart, like, damn.
Yeah, to be honest, it's factual. It makes sense. Because people always think about marriage, oh yeah, love and that. But actually, I know one of my girlfriends, she doesn't get married for that specific reason, for the legal aspects. Yeah. Pension, split, tax, all of that stuff. So do you feel like there's a space for you to say what you're saying?
Do you know what? I have been contacted by like, not necessarily podcasts, but other businesses that were like, hey, would you like to kind of not be the face of, but talk about marriage and dating for women who have things to lose? Because we hear a lot about gold diggers for men. And in a way, I do sympathize with men that there are some women, but now we've pushed feminism so hard that women can earn as much as a man. Not many, but it's there. So how do we ensure that women aren't also downtrodden by the society to be negged or
And there's
coerced
safeguards.
into marriage
because
to have a man, but then you lose everything. So where's the balance?
Is it like it comes as a consequence?
It does.
Consequence of
Like,
this.
why would you?
No, that's gonna happen.
Because there's a lot of women that are like maybe desperate to marry because obviously the patriarchy's still there, but you've done well, you desperately marry for love, and then you lose everything.
Then you lose everything.
So I think now we're coming to a point where people understand the importance of like individuality and peace, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. But maybe 2025, I wouldn't mind kind of speaking on that. I don't know.
Interesting. I've got something. So I just want to hone it back in because it was cost of living, and we're still in the cost of living. And they've said that, I can't remember the exact figure, but let's just say the average cost of housing in the UK at the moment, if you want to buy it, is around 240k. I'm just rounding it up to the very nearest 10. Yeah, it was 238 or 36.
200.
No, it's increased now.
Yeah, I saw it.
You can Google it. Yeah, I can't remember. I've just rounded it up to the nearest 10. I've rounded it up to the nearest 10.
It comes closer to 300,000.
Pretty much,
that's what it came to, and I was shocked.
Average house, so cost of living, everything's increased, bills, finances, etc. You earn what you earn. It's out there, it's online. If you guys want to find out, go do your research. Why did you think that it was okay to complain about the nursery fees and how much that 3k was costing you per month? I really want to know that. Because for people who aren't on that salary and who have to fork out that money, they're looking at it like, well, you're earning X, Y, Z amount. Like, you've got surplus cash in terms of what I do, in contrast. So why is it okay? Like, why are you complaining?
Because it's still a ridiculous price. It's like, for me, it was just like, come out of your ego, come out of your insecurity. Don't focus on my salary. Focus on the childcare cost in it. Shouldn't be having to pay plus 1k, even if I was on 300k a year one day, by God's grace.
Amen.
Why am I if let's say now I want to have 4 kids, 5k a month?
Why did you not just pay an au pair?
I did have an au pair. That was including au pair cost.
And how much was the au pair?
So the au pair is about 1.5
a month.
Yes.
For both kids.
So au pair is 1.5 for both kids. No, for both kids. But then my daughter also goes to school as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
So in the beginning, I didn't have an au pair. No, in the beginning I had an au pair, and then she left, and then I was like, okay, let me send them both to nursery, and then the nursery cost, that's what it comes up to.
Yeah, I would have just stopped the au pair.
Yeah,
you can get them.
So like, obviously, even in like London, I think I have a friend that's paying 3,800 because to send kids for 5 days a week is like
full time.
1,700. I can't believe that. So in London.
So my whole question is, did you not research this stuff before you had children?
Yeah, that's why I got an au pair. So the au pair was there before I gave birth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she left. So why did you not get another one?
Because then my daughter, she didn't really do well in the house because she's 3 years old with the au pair. So she goes to nursery. And then the au pair's for the newborn.
It makes sense.
It makes, okay.
Yeah.
But my thing is, for people who are, I get what you're saying, focus on the nursery costs and the fees of the nursery. We know it's a privatized business, essentially. Like, it's not government, it's not public services, it's actually private. So these people, the nursery staff will even say they earn probably around
20K.
Literally £10 per hour.
They need to get more.
They're not even they're not earning anything substantial. Like, a lot of it has to be spread out. Like, it's just a private sector. It's not public sector. So my thing is, like, you're earning a decent wage. Like, obviously you would budget for like your childcare, your food shopping, your expenses, your X, Y, and Z. Did you still feel like maybe you was left with more money at the end of the month or less money at the end of the month? Post, obviously, cost of living, so on and so forth.
For me, it was like, obviously, when you have a kid, I plan to have kind of like the au pair and X, Y, and Z, but it wasn't a case of, for me, it's just expensive. I have people that I work with that, you know, or I've been in networks with that earn way more, and it's still ridiculous compared to like Germany, where you don't have to pay as much. And they're still kind of like within the Western world.
Yeah,
so
like Norway as well.
Yeah, like it's just ridiculous. So for me, it wasn't a focus on, I guess, like compared to some, yes, having that amount in surplus is still quite fortunate, but 2/3 of my earnings is going to childcare.
To childcare.
It's I don't think that's right.
Would you have more children?
No.
Why?
Because of that, or just
no, I don't
because
want
of
to be
circumstance?
Okay, that's fair.
I don't
Why not? What's your view on that?
I don't feel like I don't feel like black women are protected in motherhood, where it's like you can have more than one baby dad, it doesn't work out. I don't feel like I can mentally deal with the social condemnation. Even being a black woman, being single, being a mother, being divorced, it's like, oh, you're a single mother, but she was married. Damn it. It's like they want to say more in it. The issues aren't the kids. I think co-parenting is hard, but I don't feel like my heart is set up, God forbid, to co-parent again. And then it's just different. How I don't want that. So for me, it's just, I've got 2. I'm happy. That's it.
You're content.
I'm 32, so maybe in the future, but I would adopt if I wanted another kid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would adopt. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I would be willing to like foster adopt, or maybe would I go as far as doing a sperm donor? No, because I think kids should know their biological dad. But yeah, I would adopt. Yes.
I think obviously your circumstances are, I wouldn't say out the norm. Like we've got certain people on social media who say if you're literally, what is it, a baby mum if you've never been married and blah 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 blah. And then you've got people
we all in the same club. We all fam.
Right, literally. Exactly. But they put like there's a hierarchy in terms of how it occurs.
Yeah.
And
I didn't want to fall into that because it's like I didn't feel comfortable. Like, but I was never a baby mum, I was a wife because we still here.
Yeah. You're still at the same end, right?
You're still a single parent, but I just feel like I would never want to place my ego as a woman in the hands of how a man perceives me. I was married. You was never okay. What is that?
How does
the experience are exactly the same? So it's only the title.
I think it's social
different.
currency is different. Being that you say you were divorcee, but I'm not. I wouldn't look at myself less than or more than a woman because where he at.
Yeah, we're still
ain't no nigga
doing
silent.
We're still doing the same.
It doesn't make sense.
It's the same parenting, and it's the same. It's the same stuff.
It's just weird.
It's the same stuff. What would you? Because I know we've spoken off camera about stuff, and obviously we're not going to air it. But what would you advise? I don't really want to say advise, but how would you help? Or I know you've got mentors yourself. How would you help or assist a mother who's a single parent? And she is trying to kind of navigate her way. It's cost of like, mate, food is expensive. Like, I can tell you, I've spent jointly £700 a month on food.
I don't know how you're spending.
What are you eating?
I'd like to know that
Caviar?
because damn. I'm not gonna back you with that, show.
You can't. I don't want to back myself, but I mean, because
is it like eating out and stuff?
No, it's not eating out. It's not eating out. It's because the man who's got food preferences, he's in the gym and whatnot.
Then he needs to contribute to that.
No, 100%. Yeah, we do jointly, but I even feel like it's still a lot of money because for me,
for the month.
For the month or
so how much would it be per week?
No,
mate, like
I spend I can tell you my contribution to our weekly food shop would be like 140,
he needs to pay it.
No, but he pays, but he also has these food requirements which then bolster.
But you can't have that.
But he has to pay
£700. Like we done literally like the math, and we was like, nah. Last month we spent £7.
You're spending double than me, and I've got a household of 5.
Brethren, talk to your brethren.
No, you'd have to cut. You'd have to cut that. No, you'd have to cut that.
That's crazy.
What are you saying, Nish?
Rich,
You'd have to cut that. Sorry.
I budget myself £100 a week, healthy, and it's only for 2 of us. And even then,
It's tight.
no, even then,
You have changed.
Yeah, because I'm being,
You plan the meals.
kind of, in my head.
Yeah, that makes
but
it
then
cheaper.
I'm also like being a bit excessive with it sometimes because I only shop in a couple of places.
Yeah, we spoke about that. Are you expensive? You expensive now.
I am expensive, so therefore I have to kind of plan out my meals because I want it to fit into that budget, and I know what I'm cooking and I know what I'm doing. Yeah. It's mainly me and my daughter. No, because my son lives with his dad now, innit? When it was my son was living in the home, to be fair, my daughter was little, so she didn't
even eat that
much.
Yeah,
like, it's still 2 meals when you think about it, because she can eat off whatever I'm eating off, whatever, innit? So it's still 2 meals. It's how you choose to budget all of that. So I would think 700.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It needs to reduce. But
preferences like what? Because I need to know.
Brethren,
is it like breast meat, turkey meat, and turkey mince, and then type of things?
It's the protein building diets. These are not cheap diets.
What is
eating healthy? Actually comes at a cost.
Yeah, but what is it he's eating? Because I need
lots of veg. You got lots of veg, beans, lots of beans.
Beans.
Do you know what?
Pulses,
my mum,
meat,
old school. I go to the shop and buy like carrots, stuff like that. We're gonna have to take it old school. You go to the market at 5 o'clock when they're ready to close.
Yeah.
I promise you, my mum's come home with 3 bags of grapes.
Yeah.
For £1, bro.
Yeah.
It's just because I can't be bothered and I'm coming from work and I'm tired.
Yeah.
But if we're really trying to hone in on a budgeting, because I'm not doing that's for 3 people in the household.
So much money.
That's too much.
I know. It's literally nearly 3/4 of a mortgage.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
When I break it down, when you say it, it's actually mad.
What's your monthly shop? Or even weekly? Because I have to do weekly now because monthly doesn't work.
Weekly, I would say I spend about maybe 300 a month.
Okay, that's not bad.
The most expensive is SMA powder and baby food. And
baby
even then,
food.
I try to puree and make it myself.
Taking that baby off now. 10 months.
She's still breastfed.
Oh,
remove that thing. Remove that.
No,
She's
breast
still
is
breastfilled.
best.
Yeah.
They say.
SMA, remove that. Be giving her milk now.
She's 11 months next week.
Oh.
Yeah.
She can have oat milk.
Cow milk.
Yeah. Choose.
You don't drink from the cows.
You have oat milk. That's
I
too
drink from the
expensive,
cow.
sis.
Yeah, SMA, I'm just like...
Yeah, dead. Start introducing oat. That's
Oat
us.
milk.
Whatever. Oat.
I remember
or
that. I
almond
actually
or coke, whatever milk of
Or
your
cow's
preference.
milk.
Or cows, whatever of your preference is. Mad last 2, did you have oat? Take her off that.
But breast is free.
Breast
You
is
eat
free,
the
but she has
food
to
and the breast is
I'm
there.
not doing that. You got teeth now. I'm not doing that. Be eating
Tell her,
potato
please.
and banana.
Tell her, please.
She's bullying you.
I'm not doing that. Seriously.
She's like...
So, because I always feel like, obviously you don't plan your meal. You don't plan your meals because your children are quite young, right?
Yeah, 3 and 10, 11 months, yeah.
So what is it that's been the most costly thing for you outside of childcare?
Yeah.
SMA milk.
Outside of the SMA milk, what else has been the most costly? And do you think that you're doing enough within your power to really hone in on your spending habits?
Yes, now because I drive.
Woo!
Woo! We got your girl from Paris!
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
I saw that online. I was like, oh, well done.
I always tell people, you want to drive. It's expensive.
Yeah.
How much does insurance put you back?
$250
Per month?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
That's
because I'm a
horrid.
first-time driver.
Yeah.
It's horrid.
You know
Did
how
you
it's
shop around?
increased?
Yeah.
No.
That
But
was...
have
Sorry,
you-
220, 219.
It's
Not me, my
increased.
£60 a month
You
now.
know what? I don't pay monthly. I do it the year.
I do it for the year.
Yeah, no, I do now, but
But it's increased, didn't you? When did you get your license?
almost 14 years
There
ago.
we go. When did you get your license?
I can't even tell you.
There
It's
we go.
time.
When did I get? I can't even remember,
2
but
weeks
it's now
ago.
been revoked.
Yeah, so...
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I forgot. Anyway, let's not talk about that. All right.
Shout out 10 Toes Gang.
What engine is your car?
1.2?
Good. Well done.
That's good. Yeah,
That's
because
a
you know
good-
what?
well
Some
done.
people
Yeah.
go for 1.4.
Well done. That's a good. Yeah, no,
Silly
1.4 is
choices.
fine.
It's fine.
1.6.
1.6. Yeah. It's
called expensive.
First time car.
1.6 starts getting a bit spicy.
Yeah.
The price goes
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, it starts getting all spicy there. You're like, right, should I drive or walk to the station? It's a bit mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, the man them jumping in your DMs, weird for them to be asking you for stuff.
No, not asking for stuff, but it's like, good on you,
They're
mum,
showing interest,
see,
yeah.
So when
That's
are you worried now that when you do start dating, like that's the internet's there, innit? They can just pull you up and like, rah. Do you disclose your salary?
God forbid, no. But I say no, but it's online. I don't date my fans.
Is a man going to take enough time to do all of that research? Like, let's just say it was a random guy that you met.
not really.
Or
He hasn't
whatever.
even-
Not really.
I don't think men, do you know what? I don't feel like real men, dare I say it, should care about that. And also remember that my earnings are my earnings, but I'm still a single mom of 2. So I'm pretty sure at adherence to the red pill agenda, you're going to choose a 50k girl with no kids in it.
And how do you feel operating?
Which is fine.
How do you feel operating in the space, actually? Do you feel like your net worth, society-wise, has gone down because you're a single mother, actually?
Do you know what? I think growing up in an African household or semi-African, then kind of going to youth church and stuff, even though I was like married before, I still have that like internal self-stigma where I do personally feel that like that. It's weird because growing up, if you were a single parent in your 30s and you were married, it seems pretty normal. Like, of course you'll be a parent irrespective of whether you were married or not in your 30s. But now it's like, it's so much of a taboo, which I find quite weird, especially from older men. Because when I was 20, who's dating 35-year-old men? I don't care. Like, nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that.
uncles
Actually,
now.
to be honest, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so for me, it's like, so I thought, I mean, I've always said that I do believe that if you want to be a parent, it's fair to want to experience that for the first time with somebody who hasn't got kids in it. So, and because I don't want kids, like I have nothing to offer somebody who doesn't have kids.
So would you date now someone who doesn't want or someone who has? What would be a preference?
Doesn't want and has.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't want. Even then, there's still etiquette. No more than, if you have 2 baby moms, maybe you had one at 16, the last one in your 20s, not that they should be within a 5-year gap.
That's very.
We all agree on that, innit? We all know that.
Don't do that.
Very sticky,
like,
muddy.
I was even approached by one guy, and when my friend was kind of like giving me a dilemma, like, would you date this guy? And I was just like, you know what? I've got 2 kids under 3. He's also got 3 kids under 5. Let's go back to our families. Like, what are we doing? Like, why we got 5 kids under 5? That's just stupid.
It is.
To me.
I heard a guy say, if
the relationship, if the baby's under 5, the relationship's still alive.
I've heard that, and I've also heard that when they're also being created or whatever, like that is actually a family, despite whatever's happened between you and that person.
100%.
You and that person are still family. Like that is the family, and that was what they created together. So it doesn't matter whatever. So yeah.
And for me, it's like if I were to meet a man and he were to be like, I'd say like, I'm not at the stage where I want to date. But let's say I meet a guy and he's trying to convince me, like, how old is your kid? I've got 2 kids still. Oh, how old are they? Like 3 and 2. I'm like, you need to be like, in my head, I'm thinking, because I know how hard it can be with 2 kids. I'm like, you're out here dating, so if we get serious, you're going to be more of a dad to my kids than yours. And then I'll be thinking, I've always said, my dad always says, like, when a man is rich, he doesn't have any kids in it. But if you're still dating, especially for men that want to date when their partners are under 3 or postpartum period, I'm thinking as long as you're paying the mortgage or the rent or childcare, cool. But when you're not doing that, but you've got money for courting, for me, decent men. I'm not like that in it. I can't.
Fact, you didn't need to lie on that.
I can't date men that have very young kids and then maybe I don't know the financial situation of the mom. It's just a bit like we need to be focusing on other things.
Question actually. How is it now navigating around other women who don't earn your money?
Yeah.
Because obviously the conversation can come from a space of, I remember having a conversation like, I wouldn't even say I had a conversation, there's a bit of a hater complex, like small hater complex, like raw. How do you feel like not all of your girlfriends earn your wage?
Yeah.
Your big money, this is what it is. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Do they make it, do you clock? Do you ever just realise you're in a space where you feel a bit like...
Do you know what? I had that issue when I was about 25. So I've been in tech since 18. Left uni at 21. Started my own limited company from 21 to 25. Okay. And I guess I technically made my first 6 figures contracting. So by the time I got to 25, 26 years old, I was earning about $1,000 a week working in tech, right? And I think I went from, I guess what we call it, shubs. You don't know?
Yeah, shubs.
Going to shubs. My girl's like, oh yeah, that comes to this house party. I'm like, let me go Primark. I buy like £1 bra. Go to like Croydon High Street, get £5 jeans, get some tights, rip it. I'm like, that's my top, I'm ready.
We was hitting though. We was hitting.
With the bow leg pose like, let me just buy some. Like, remember when you could buy individual clippings, like the blonde highlights?
Exactly. We were lit.
And then to now, the more money you make. So I've always said that, irrespective of how much I earn, I still see myself weirdly as working class because I'm only upper class at work. Outside of my social settings, like I didn't do bougie things until I got to 25. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I actually want to go to the theatre. I want to go to the opera. I want to go to ballet. But these things are expensive. And at the time, my friendship circle couldn't afford it. But then you go to these places and then you're privy to certain conversations. They're like, hold on. I'm black, but I'm not that held back. It's all in my mind. So then I felt like I developed what I call the rapper's complex, where it's like you're seeing life from a different lens. And you're like, come on, people. Like, I was on my, we are kings and queens in Africa. Like, there's money to be made. And I think it jarred a lot of people because they just didn't clock like, oh, like, just move along. Like, what are you doing? So I did go through a period of like isolation. My whole wardrobe changed where I went from buying kind of like fast fashion to now maybe buying things that are a bit more expensive because they last longer. And the places that I would now frequent, I can't wear certain clothes there anymore. So I think I wouldn't say I had like a hater complex, but nobody really understood what I was doing because being 25 and earning 4K a month, plus I'm living by myself, I was like living by myself in the apartments that rappers used to do their music videos in. You know the kitchen tabletop in the new builds? Yeah. That's where I used to live in it. So it did get a bit different. And when I started to implement boundaries and remove my hand, then people started to highlight their grievances against me. Like, I feel like you feel like you're like this and like that. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am better than you. But the point is that why are you only telling me now that I removed my hand? I only had a couple of friends that are still like my friends to this day that when they felt I was in my ego, they pulled me out of it. They didn't continue to eat out my hand. And then when I removed it, then they want to ask their problems in it. So that's what I would say. I think what maybe, I guess, puts me in a position of humility, which I can still navigate around maybe other women with respect of their classes, because I'm a mother and I'm single at that. I think if I was a single woman with no kids, maybe it would be a bit like, oh, who do you think you are? But I woke up in the morning, go on my Instagram, like, oh, I didn't sleep last night, breastfeeding. Irrespective of whether a woman messages me 6 figures or 50p a month, I don't know. It's like I make it my identity that I am a mother.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? I don't want to come across as like bougie. I don't think I'm bougie like that anyway.
No, you don't.
No, I don't think you give off that.
You don't.
I don't think you give off that.
I think there's girls out there that, or women that some could say earn less and like they are more bougie than me.
Yeah,
100%.
and I think that's very true. And I think sometimes they talk about this all the time, isn't it? Like the rich man will never wear anything flamboyant or anything that you know which is designed.
I always say I stunt through my kids.
Pardon?
I stunt through my kids.
So your
private school, this and that.
They look nice.
That's my stunt, but I don't need to.
You do it yourself.
I've done it before. Like I've gone bitches to the village. I've bought expensive things. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I hear it. I think obviously the mindset is, and it's always been that way, like when you're in poverty and you're trying to like escalate or come out or so on and so forth, you literally show off because you want to show that you come from something or you are something or you are trying to be like something. Right, you got money, but you don't really have money because you're living in a council community, you're doing this, your mum's still going to work for 5 days a week, working 10 hours a day. You don't have money in it. But for those who do have the money, I'm not throwing shade, it's just the facts. For those who do have money, they don't tend to show it because I can easily access this. It's not really what I want. And I've got my money in investments and I've got my money in other things.
Are the Highlight circles fun though? Are the females, they're fun?
Where?
Because the working class go to be lit.
Do you know what? Sometimes I like to do hood rat shit with my friends. I like to do hood rat shit. Maybe sometimes I want to be pandagaza. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to always be in these fancy ass places.
They boring.
So I was like, I would say different people have different uses for different things. Maybe I can be that friend that can give you wisdom in tech and finance and other stuff. But maybe there's another friend that if you need to get lit, like people are valuable in different ways. So I wouldn't say cut off people, like don't do that. Yeah,
that's very important to say, and that's a gem within itself.
Yeah.
Understand the currency in different friends.
100%, yeah.
Isn't it?
When you want to do a house party, there's certain people that will turn up. But if you cut everyone off because they get I want anyone to turn up, nobody's gonna turn up. So just different people have different uses. I would say,
yeah. That's a difficult one to navigate as well because you may be lit for the house party, but I don't really want to talk to you because I also have to maintain the friendship outside of the house party. And that's long. Because that's draining. What are we talking about here? Every week you want to go out, baby. It's a Wednesday. You come in a midweek. I'm going to bed.
Well, yeah. I think what I've learned to do outside of kind of maybe having to ensure that I don't root my identity and my materialistic things, it's I value people on the basis of the quality of their spirit. Do you get what I mean? So irrespective of how much you earn or you don't, it's all about your spirit.
Absolutely.
And that shines brighter than anything else. And you can smell it.
Moral alignment and spiritual alignment, we're good to go.
But if people are coming to you directly to say, look, like, I want to make the money you're making. I don't know how you did it. I need to know. Yeah. That's what I'm here for. I don't know. What do we need to do?
Yeah. Well, I always say, like, when people approach me, I was like, I have some beads. I can give it to you. I'm joking. I don't. They're shaking 5 times.
You would not rebuke that.
They're shaking 5 times. No, I don't know. I didn't go to like, I don't know. I've advocated before for people to get into tech. That went wrong. So I do put feelers out there in regards to like how people can.
That picture of you in the room. Don't know what you were doing.
I don't know.
Looking like a fairy or something. I have no idea.
Do you know
you done your research, Ash?
I'm gonna like you. She got a picture in her bedroom.
I was about it.
Yeah, and she did some kind of spray sauce. She's a space girly.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's obviously from offset. I know you give off. She's nerdy. She's just gonna man it. She's in her books, isn't it? Like she's just very much in her own lane, her own space.
Yeah.
And if you're not, it's not typical black girl. What
aesthetic.
You want to be aesthetic black girl? Like you're a bit alternative. Some would like to say. Yeah, obviously that's not the case. We know that you're all round, but still is like.
It's the laugh.
Your favorite hood alien.
Yeah, that part exactly. But equally, then but who doesn't like to go to I know loads of them that are into anime that go to the big the Comic Con and that.
Yeah. I've got friends that go. I used to go.
But then we don't talk about it because people are going to think we're weird.
I was going to say, because you're weird.
Exactly. See, I was Iron Woman.
Yeah, I mean, no, I just think just be yourself. I always say authenticity is my superpower. I'm just myself. I'll never have the benefits or privilege of a white man or a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. I just got to come with myself.
Yeah, he said we got long hair and blue eyeshadow, bitch.
Boom. She said long hair and blue eyeshadow.
Yeah. Literally, zoom in, edit. All right, closing. Taylor, what would your advice be for someone trying to make it out of wherever they may be? I'm not going to give it a class system.
Yeah.
Because we live in a very structured society.
Yeah.
What would you give advice to someone who's just trying to make it out, maybe wanting better for themselves?
Yeah.
What kind of steps should they take and what should that look like?
I would say start to center your self-esteem in Christ. Don't center it in the things of this world and materialistic and that. I've grown up being delusional as hell. Like me and my mum growing up, I went to school in central London. After school, when I got a bit older, my dad allowed me. I used to just walk around Selfridges, Oxford Circus, Harrods, because in my head it's I'm walking. I want to inherit the ambience of these places. There's times when I would just take bus rides and I'll Google or go on Rightmove I want to live here one day. I just walk through the estate and I work towards that. I remember knocking on people's door what do you do?
Really?
Yeah, how do I, what do you do?
That's how, do you know
that's
what?
really
Do
good.
you know what?
I didn't care whether they were
I'm not gonna lie, if I heard someone say that, I think they're weird, but I hear
No, but you know what?
But
can I just say, that's how you manifest though.
I was going to say
Yeah.
manifestation.
That's what
Amazing.
people don't realise.
Yeah.
That you have to have the visuals. You need to see.
Yeah.
You need to be in that. Like you said, it's
That's
the whole
that's
ambience
amazing.
of something.
Do you know what I used
And
to
believe in that as
apply
well.
for jobs, go on the interviews, and before I know whether I got it, I would write an email to myself pretending I was HR, giving me the job.
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Babe,
the
that's a
power.
lot of effort.
Yeah.
That's called
It just puts
manifesting.
me in that mindset. So
That you could get the
I've always
job,
been
yeah.
a go-getter, been working since 18, been working in between university. If work starts at 9, but I notice that senior managers or directors get there at 8:30, I'm there at 8:15 to build camaraderie. I'm always around people that I want to be like.
So just a quick question to go off tangent, yeah? So you've got 2 children now.
Yeah.
And we all have to manage the whole parenting and stuff, because I want to know.
Yeah.
It's all good when you're age 15, but the breakfast club ain't open yet.
Oh, bruv. Oh, yes. Obviously, I'm not going to lie, it is quite... So what are you asking?
I want to know how you're going to do that, because you want to manage the room, but I can't get her at age 15.
I don't do that no more. Because I don't get no sleep. My baby, is 11 months. So I did feel in regards to, my relationship with Christ and praying, it was hard because it's how do I pray if I'm not awake?
No.
How do I pray?
It's true. You
if
can't
I'm
pray
not
half
awake?
asleep,
I need to sleep.
And it's
God damn it.
I'm naturally a morning person. My mom said that I was the annoying kid that school would start at 8:45, and I'm outside at 7, it's school time. Just why? So, but I've lost that trait. I'm slowly getting it back because obviously having 2 kids and stuff. But yeah. So what I do is that I just make time for prayer or Christ in between breastfeeds. Yeah, so I'm not trying to say I'm this godly, churchy person, but I do feel going into life and going into the world, you do need to humble yourself in accordance to a higher power. Yeah.
Love that.
Oh,
Okay. Well, where can we find you and what have you got going on in 2025?
Girl, I don't know. I'm still trying to map it out for the rest of the year. I'm being pulled in this direction. I don't know. I feel I've accepted that clearly if you have the ability to garner attention, then maybe God has put the spirit of influence on me. So it's just like,
Jeez.
I want to...
And where you going?
Come on now, wow.
So I'm like, if I keep on going viral, every day viral, I was like, to my friends and family, you're so lucky to have me. I'm so interesting.
I'm blessed to be here.
We be going viral too,
you wake up and it's like, my face is on the BBC. Like, my mum was just like,
oh my goodness. Why are you coming to bring this kind of attention here?
So for me, it's like, I want to see for 2025, how do I like channel that level of influence? And what would be my niche? Like, if I were to be a social media, more of a heavy social media presence, what would it be?
What would that
That's what I'm
like?
trying to understand. Like, who am I on social media? Like, so I haven't figured that out yet.
Well, there's still a lot of time for planning. And as you know, a plan doesn't go well if you don't plan. Plan to fail.
Well, we plan and God laughs. So I'm leaving it in his hands.
Absolutely.
Let him guide the direction.
Guide me, oh Lord.
No, guys, it's been amazing. Thank you so much, Taylor, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming and just talking up and giving us the gems that we all need. Take heed, take notes, write down. Make sure you're following Taylor on socials, and make sure you are following us and you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. We've got some great things coming on in 2025. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much because the girls, they like to tussle. But yeah, make sure you're following us and all of that great stuff. And we are obviously Mama Drama Podcast to the world and out.
Peace.
Bye.
Thank you.